Season 3 of Adam Walks Around was brought to you in part by Go Stock Go, a stock market guide for enterprising children and their curious parents. Everything you were afraid your kids would ask. By Bennett Zimmerman and richly illustrated by Kathy Kamel. It's a bestseller for all ages, available at Amazon. By Printed Book and Kindle download is free.
Going home, what's it mean? I'm caught between where I was born and where I am alive. To the street in diamond red, and I just disappear.
Hot throw cup tuk-tuk pa on.
One lady?
No,
One lady massage?
no, thank you. Ate ako.
Tomorrow and for what?
Every day, 40 or 50 times a day. Stop at a menu. What do I feel like eating tonight? And since I tend towards liking the cheaper food, every menu I stop and look at, if the place isn't doing that good, there's this hopeful look that I'm going to come in because maybe I'm their third customer that day. And if it's not what I feel like eating, then I move on to another person with that hopeful look. But Crowie. And that's the thing that is slowly starting to break my heart a little bit. It's one of the things that first pulled me here, and it's one of the things that started to make me feel a little detached. And it's one of the things that, now that I'm starting to reattach a little bit emotionally, it's starting to make me kind of sad. See, everybody needs help. And whether it's a woman on a date or someone trying to sell me a massage or more, or a tuk-tuk driver or a restaurant owner, they see in me an opportunity to make a prosperous day where none existed, or maybe, just maybe, make all their dreams come true. And unfortunately for them, I'm just one guy who's very unsure of his physical and emotional capacities. So as good as my heart might be, I'm breaking theirs a lot of the time. So it's my second to last day in Cambodia, and I'm asking myself, what can I do? What can I do without pulling myself down with it all? You see that window back there? Behind that window, between that window and the small little crawl space that goes to the toilet, there's a bed, and in darkness there's an old man and I think a pregnant woman sprawled there with a whole bunch of baby's toys between them, trying to sleep. Two kids there, one making my food, mom's up front helping the other foreigners trying to get them in here. Pretty typical family restaurant on Silksam Road. Tuk-tuk driver back there just offered to sell me Coke. Things are escalating. Hey guys. What?
Tuk-tuk.
Oh na atro ka tuk-tuk kon.
Pasray.
Damat?
Huh?
Damat?
Do you want lady boom boom or not?
No, no lady boom boom, thank you. Atro ka tuk-tuk.
Bu masak?
No, thanks. Ate ako.
Masak?
Nope. Between those two scenes, there were 2 masseuses, 4 tuk-tuks. I want to get that lime mint thing before I leave. That's where I'm headed. Kapramoy. Mateo kun. Hello.
Taxi. Yeah, hello.
Atroga taxi bomb.
Okay. Yes, tuk-tuk taxi.
No, no taxi. Mateo kun.
You want to take around the city?
I've been all over the city. Thanks. Mateo kun. Nope, no lady. So I said I was never going to talk about my personal life on this blog. I'm going to make a one-time exception. When I was down in Battambang, I had a chance to do something that would have been wrong. Not illegal, I hasten to add. Nothing like that, but for me, pretty clearly morally wrong, but sexually tempting. Wrong because it would have been taking advantage of somebody who was coming at me from a very pure and innocent place with no experience to contextualize the things that she was thinking, feeling, or wanting to happen. And I did the right thing. But I'm not congratulating myself because I considered not doing the right thing. Considered it a lot. And I think having to go through that thought process and reconnecting with somebody who was just very sweet and innocent and putting herself there for me to sort of take if that's what I wanted to do, put me back in touch with some things that I probably needed to be put back in touch with. Just how sorry I was to have to do that, because I knew I wasn't going to give her what she was hoping for. And I knew that she had no way to contextualize, as do a lot of other people here, how forlorn that hope really was. And to take advantage of that would have been really, really bad. Well, it's the next day, my last full day, in Siem Reap, which oddly enough were the exact same circumstances where the show was born. And this was one of the first places I went, the temple. So let's check it out again, since probably none of you have watched that proto episode. This is, I don't know. It's cooler than the last temple, let's put it that way. It's nice. Cool. I like this. Wow. That's actually some decent insight. Wasn't expecting that when I wandered in here. So now I'm going to talk about something else kind of personal, and it's definitely going to be TMI, but talking to you about it will keep my mind off the problem. You see, sometimes here in Southeast Asia, you can have a reaction to the food that, while not serious, in and of itself can be quite pressing, to the point where you really want to take care of it as soon as possible, and there's no way to relieve it other than getting to a bathroom without having catastrophic events happen to your clothing. Now, the difficulty with this situation is that if I go into, say, one of these places and ask them to use their bathroom, they no doubt will allow me to do it, but it's very likely they will have what's called a squat toilet. And I've showed you this before, but it's basically a little hole in the ground with some ceramic around it, and in order to use it, you have to kind of balance yourself over it, do your stuff, and then if there's a squat toilet, there's usually no toilet paper because there's no place to put the toilet, and they usually don't have a bidet, which is the thing that squirts water on you. So you have to use a scoop. And so there's a big bucket of water, and then there's a scoop, and the idea is you take it and you basically put the water down your backside. Now, 2 years in Asia, I've had to do this exactly twice, and it's very hard on the knees, and I've never mastered the ability to use the scoop where it doesn't go all over yourself, and where it doesn't completely perform its desired function. So basically what I'm doing is I'm walking home and I'm talking to you so that I don't think about certain muscles that would like to stop contracting. Oh yeah, just got to unlock 3 locks. I think we may have reunited now everybody that's in the opening credits of Adam Walks Around. This is the hapless gentleman.
I know the tuk-tuk driver Cambodia. I know.
I don't think he knows though.
Good job, Adam tuk-tuk driver. Number 1.
Yes, he's the #1 tuk-tuk driver on our show. He's been shown the opening sequence.
Yeah,
But it made me remember the other tuk-tuk driver. We never found him. We hope that he's good. Well, you were a good sport. Thank you.
Tuk-tuk driver.
No, I have, I'm a friend with me. We're gonna go dance. It's Cambodia, Jake, which means sometimes the DJ machine just breaks right down. I may have found a cure for my existential crisis, temporarily, of course. Well, headed home. It's amazing how I never stop learning stuff. Like, here's what I learned tonight. After 5 years playing drums in the studio, 2 years of walking around Asia every day, and a month solid of doing yoga, I rock on the dance floor. Wow, look at that. The whole river is just completely covered with water plants. Very last day in Cambodia, heading back to Manila tonight. I had to take care of some business, so probably not going to have much time to do anything that interesting before I leave. Gotta pay the bills.
I've just been asking everybody where you've been, because I'd worried you'd gone, I hadn't seen you, and I was looking frantically for your business card. I'm delighted you're back in again. Delighted to see you again.
This is Cecil, the Irish gentleman that I was talking about earlier. Today's my last day.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm heading out tonight. I wanted to make sure I came back over
Thank you
before
so
I
much.
did.
We're delighted you came, and I would have been very annoyed if you'd gone without saying another word.
Oh no, I made a point of coming over here today.
Ah,
So,
fantastic. Thank you. Well, look, you've been a very loyal customer here, and Rob Dole always enjoys you coming. Always loves to see you.
I like seeing her too, within the realms of what's legal.
And I need to get soccer here. When I go home, I get soccer.
Okay.
Soccer.
Well, this is nice. It's like you're so excited to get here, then about 2 or 3 weeks in, you get settled in, and then you leave, and then one of these days I got to figure something out. Hey, you.
Soccer, where are you? Very important. Yeah. He loves to see soccer, and this is his,
Hello.
this is his
Hello.
last day. So you have to give him a big hug to say goodbye.
Oh, this will be interesting.
Give him a hug to say goodbye.
It's never going to happen with this one.
Just like this.
There you go. What can you do? A lot. A lot. Hi, everybody.
Bye, Adam. Bye-bye.
See you.
Get a hug from soccer, a big hug from soccer.
I think she's shy.
A little one. Hey!
Of course, so good.
That's a first, Adam.
I believe it.
That's a first.
I believe it. You guys take care. Up on
Adam, you take care. Bye-bye.
So that school back there, they used to have a cafe, and I was staying right next to it. And there was a young woman, a girl really, probably 16, 17, and she's just a, very nondescript type of young Cambodian woman. But she would always kind of just kind of light up when I showed up. That's a place that takes care of orphans and gets them educated, and the reason she was waiting on me is they had like a little model restaurant where they would practice working in a restaurant, basically. So my last day in Cambodia, this is 2 or 3 years ago, I had my Cambodian dictionary and I gave it to her. And I knew from previous trips there that they couldn't even afford the $3 to get one of these things, and that it might conceivably unlock possibilities for her. I never saw her again. They don't have that restaurant anymore. Obviously, I'm not going to go waltzing and asking around, and she's probably long graduated and gone on, but I've always wondered and hoped that the dictionary made a little difference. Maybe didn't, but it's nice to think about. And again to an airport. So, you know, I've been thinking a lot. And one of the things that's really hit me as I've been putting the shows up is how much people everywhere are willing to welcome me home. And the person that keeps leaving is me. I left the US partly because there wasn't enough fellowship for me. But some of the way I had my life was the way I arranged it. And there's a part of me that always wants to turn over the next rock or wonder what's over the next mountain. And if I don't have that, I seem to get really depressed. And the problem is, until I find the place that I just want to stop, the person, the thing, whatever that is, and can square that circle with a part of me that just always wants to explore, you know, I'm like John Cusack in High Fidelity. I can't commit to anything, anybody. And that's part of the reason why when I think about what can I do to help others, or at least to contribute more, I'm still trying to figure out where my limits are. But, you know, last night I danced like a fiend for a couple of hours. Music stopped and I started singing, play that funky music, clapping it, got everybody in the room clapping along. I didn't know I could do that. But it appears I'm in that kind of shape, physically and mentally. So there's been a lot of talk on Facebook today about the show. You're seeing this months after that happened, but one of the things people are saying is the show's too long. If you want to succeed in YouTube, you got to have something short and snappy, 10 minutes, you know. But there's so many shows like that already. And by the time you see this, one of two things will probably have happened. The show will have found an audience and it'll have taken off, or it'll be dying a slow death because it's just not something people are that interested in, which is okay. My music career was like that too. You know, I didn't prioritize trying to make everybody happy. I tried to do something unique to me, so that's okay. So maybe this show will be me wrapping it up or close to it, because I have to figure out what my life is going to be. So I'm going to turn the camera off now, go check my bags in, and I'll see you when I see you.
There's a road that sometimes kills the sky.